sweet blessings from the airwaves, guiding all through endless days. And our brothers speaking bright words, a shining light, tuning in each day, darling.
Well, good evening, and welcome to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers show and podcast where we inspire, we encourage, and we empower you to live a healthy and blessed lifestyle. So I'm Anna. I'm your host. I am a retired school teacher and educational consultant and author, a jewelry consultant, and I am also a certified cake instructor. So I bring to you just like a wealth of knowledge. But this episode tonight, this is number 2 um, in our faith-based lifestyle series. And so tonight's episode is called Faith in the Storm. And it's all about learning to trust God when life feels uncertain, heavy, or even um, painful, you know. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm just sweating, y'all. I'm getting like my mother. But we're going to talk a little bit about that this evening. And I did have a presentation, but I'm on my phone again because it's somehow or another the desktop is not working again. It's just hourglassing, and I just can't get on. So I'm gonna have to report it. I'm looking at it now. It's still doing this thing there, but that's okay. You know, like I always tell people, the devil is a lie, and we're just gonna keep on going on and going on, and do what we have to do. So I just want to let you know that I just also I'm gonna be doing this because I you know my mother was an avid sweater, and I used to didn't sweat, but now, oh my God. So we're gonna be talking a little bit about faith. You know, I started off on faith with a purpose, and so um I'm very much faith orientated. So stay tuned. Um, you're going to hear some inspiring topics, inspiring things. We have a verse that we're going to be working with, and we're going to take a brief commercial, and we'll be right back.
Here's why you need to tune in right now. With CTR Media Network, you can transform your knowledge into a fully produced TV show. Imagine your content streaming on platforms like Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV, reaching over 350 million households in 140 countries. We take care of everything, from managing your ready-to-go content to global distribution. And it's not just any content, it's edutainment, a perfect blend of education and entertainment that keeps viewers coming back for more. You'll join a vibrant community of thought leaders, podcasters, and educators, all sharing a passion for impactful content and global reach. Plus, with our app available on Google Play and the App Store, your show will be accessible to millions more, ready to shine on the global stage. Let's get you started. Schedule a 15-minute call with us today and turn your idea into a TV sensation. Reply to this video by saying, "I want to learn more." Don't wait, your audience is out there waiting.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, this evening we're going to talk a little bit about faith, real talk. Let's do a little bit about real talk. We need to, I'm trying to see how I could put it. We need to acknowledge what trials are. And we also need to acknowledge that we all have trials. We all have storms. It's nothing that's unique to just one person. We all have these storms. I'm going through a storm right now. I'm always going through a storm, it seems like. The first thing I want to tell you, that just a mediocre storm, is the computer. That is a storm for me. It's a challenge for me. Okay. I feel overwhelmed with it. Seriously. And it frustrates me. That's probably why I'm doing all this uh, sweating, because I I spend all this time preparing a presentation, um, and I want to show it to you. And then here the computer doesn't want it. And I really don't think it's the computer. I just really believe that it's something about the company on that thing over there. But anyway, we're not even going to discuss that. We're going to go ahead and share what faith is all about. And I just wanted to give you a little challenge of what I was going through, not just with that, but other things too. Medical, I'm going through those type of challenges and everything. And life is a challenge. We all have, like I said, struggles and things just don't always go the way we want them to go. Um, so our scripture for this evening is going to be Isaiah 4, chapter 4. Verses, no, I'm sorry, you all. Isaiah 43, verse 2. When we walk through the waters, I will be with you. Also, we're going to look at John 16:33. It says, "In this world, you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." That's John 16:33. Now, trials challenge us, y'all. What trials does, it reveals our true source of security, how we feel about a certain thing. It shows us it really shows us what we truly believe about God. And it stretches it and it grows our spiritual endurance. I'm going to repeat that one. Trial challenges us because it reveals our security, our true source of security. It also shows us what we truly believe in God, and it stretches and it grows our spirituality. Really and truly, it's just it's a fire refined gold. It's like gold, you know. And then trials purifies the faith. That's First Peter's chapter 1, verses 6 through 7. So, what does it really mean to trust God? Mm. Trust is not the absence of fear, but choosing faith anyway. I'm going to repeat that one. Faith, what is really meant to trust, what is really meant to trust God. And it says, trust is not the absence of fear, but showing or choosing faith anyway. So, what does trust look like? I can tell you that. When you're going through difficult times, what does trust look like? You're still praying, even though the answers are not coming. You know what they say? God answers your prayers, but might not be when you want Him to. When you're really down and you're really going through stuff, you're still praying. You haven't given up. You are still praying. This is what trust looks like in difficult times. You're still giving when resources are low. I know, I do. We're always giving at church, needy baskets, the things. My resources are low too, but I still give because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what God has told me to do. It's better to give than to receive. And you know, it all works out in the end. And you're still believing when nothing changes. I mean, you can pray and it just doesn't even change. It stays the same. And lo and behold, maybe a year or so, even it could be earlier than that. Guess what happens? The Lord answers your prayer. Seriously. So, what does trust look like in difficult times? You're still praying when answers don't come. You're still worshiping when life feels heavy. You're still giving when resources are low. And you're still believing when nothing changes. So sometimes we ask ourselves, what do we gain? What do you gain from trusting God? What do we gain from trusting God? Well, let's take a brief commercial and then we'll come back and we'll talk about that. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. I just wanted to kind of recap. I'm Anna. I'm the host of Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where we inspire, encourage, and empower you to live a healthier and blessed lifestyle. As we were leaving to go to the commercial, we was talking about what it really means to trust God. Also, we talked a little bit about what trust looks like in difficult times. And we also talked about that we know that in difficult times we still pray, we still worship, we still believe. It's saying, I don't know how, but I know who. I don't know how, but I know who. And so as we were leaving for commercial, I told you we would come back and we talk a little bit about what do we gain from trusting God? Do we gain anything? Well, I know I get a deeper relationship with Him. I've always been a Christian person. I've always uh, believed in the Bible to a certain extent. I believe that it is a lesson. It's a book of lessons to teach us a lesson. And it's so strange to me because, I go to Bible study and it's really strange to me that some of the things that are that are in the Bible that happen in the Bible are still happening right now. And that's the did we learn? I'm just wondering, did we really, really learn? Because the Bible, like I said, it's supposed to be like a teaching, a learning lesson. But I do notice that we are still, uh, we're still doing some of the same things that were done back then. There, I've always had a deeper relationship with God. I feel. I don't know. I come from a religious background. My grandfather was a pastor. My uncles, I had a couple of uncles who were pastors on my father's side. So I always grew up in the church. And I've grown up in several types of churches. They're all Christian, don't get me wrong. They're all Christians, but it's different faith. Like my grandfather, he was a Baptist minister. Um, I attended Methodist, Methodist, a Methodist church, and but I basically grew up in a Lutheran church, which is basically uh, Christian as well. So, but what I've learned over the course of my life is that there are many, 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 many religions, y'all. Many, many, many religions, and many people. Uh, Not everyone celebrates or honors God, but they honor some type of spirituality. I found, in the course of my time. So we, the first thing is that we get a deeper relationship with Him. Now, when we get a deeper relationship with Him, we also gain spiritual strength and maturity. I don't know how else to put that. I just know that over time, my spirituality has increased as I have matured. Things that I probably did not understand back then, I kind of have a better grasp on it now, as opposed to uh, back then. And peace that surpasses understanding. That's first Philippine. Philippine. I always have a problem with that word. Philippine. Philippine. Uh, Chapter 4, verse 7. Okay. And, have you all ever listened to testimonies of others? And when you listen to those testimonies of others, how does it make you feel? Do you feel Do you feel a part of it? Do you feel their pain? Do you feel their joy? Do you feel all of that? Some people, some people, when they talk and they tell their stories, I get emotional. I truly, truly get emotional, and I will start uh, crying. So, what we gain from trusting God is a deeper relationship with Him. We gain spiritual growth and strength, peace that passes understanding, and also testimonies that inspire others. And remember, we all have a story. Don't be afraid to tell your story, because your story might help someone else. Whatever you are going through, someone else is going through something worse than what you're going through. I just don't know how else, to put it. Uh, do we learn lessons from trials? Hmm. Do we learn lessons? I think so. Because you know what? Trials strengthen our spiritual muscles. It really does. Because when you're going through those trials and that's when, if you never prayed before, you pray then. It's sad to say that. And you might, if you've been praying, you might pray more when you're going through those trials and tribulations. Seriously. It really reveals our level of faith when we go through our trials and tribulations. We can see how strong our faith is. And it really deepens our intimacy with God. Now, I just talked about First Peter's chapter 1, 6-7. And through now, for a little while, you may let me start over. Though now, for a little while, you may have had to suffer. These trials have come so that your faith may result in praise. God doesn't waste your pain. He uses it for purpose. So, do we learn from our trials and tribulations? I would say yes. So we're going to take a brief commercial again. And then when we come back, I'm going to give you some reflective prompts. Okay. Just something to get you to think about it. Sometimes you might already think about it, but you can sit back and you can reflect on it, or however you want to look at. Remember, this is faith in the storm, and it's faith with a purpose. That's what we're talking about in this series. So let's take that commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Oh my goodness, the mailman came. I hope my sweet little thing cookie's in here. I just hope it's in here. Let me see. Let me open this up. That's it. Sweet little thing cookie. That sweet little thing cookie. Oh, I'ma have me a ball now. Let me just get this right here. Little thing cookie. That sweet little thing cookie. Oh yeah. I finally got my cookies. This sweet little thing cookies. Oh yeah. I'ma have fun. This package kinda big though. Man, it got a lot of cookies. Oh yeah, this the best day ever. I'm trying to tell you, I got my cookies, and I'm gonna eat these cookies, and ain't nobody gonna stop me. Wait, what? Marie, what you doing, man? You can't have those cookies right now. I'm sorry, we about to eat dinner. Once we finish dinner, then you can have those cookies. Go ahead, put them up. Go ahead, put them up. Are you serious, bruh? I got sweet Listerine cookies, and now I gotta wait for dinner? Fine, can I at least look at the cookies? Thank you. Oh my goodness, I have waited all this time now. I got to do all this. Fine. Oh yeah. I got my hands on some sweet Listerine cookies. But
Alrighty, we are back. That cookie looked good, didn't it? All right, as we're talking about faith in the storm. And the storm is something that we all have. And so I'm going to give you some reflective questions that you can think about. And the first one is, what trial am I currently facing or have currently or recently overcome? What trial am I currently facing or have recently overcome? That's the first one. The second one is, how did I see God's hand in the midst of it? How did I see God's hand in the midst of it? Number 3 is, what fears or doubts do I need to surrender? What fears, or doubts do I need to surrender? Excuse me. Number 4. Who can I encourage with my story of faith? Who can I encourage with my story of faith? So those are 4 reflective prompts. And just simple. What trials are you going through? Or what are you facing? Or what have you recently overcome? How was God in the midst of it? I don't want you to tell me. This is just something that for you to think about. What fears or doubts do you need to surrender about it? And who can you encourage with your story of faith? Who can you encourage with your story of faith? I always tell people, I tell my church members that, they struggle to get new members, but I feel like when you talk about your church and you love your church, people come. If they see the joy that you're presenting, then they'll want to come and invite them. Invite them. See, to me, they just go about it the wrong way. They want to pounce on people. People come to church because for a reason, for numerous reasons. Okay, Just like people get in business for numerous reasons, but people come to church for numerous reasons. Okay. So our church is basically seniors. We have a few young adults, young teenagers. And to me, in order for a church to be really and truly successful, you have to have all types of people, from the babies, from the toddlers, to the adolescents, to the young adults, to the, you know what I'm saying? You got to have all those groups because all of those groups are important. And at my church, there it's mostly seniors. So our job is to bring other people in, to attract other, you know, to attract other people. So I always encourage. I talk about the things that we do at church that I like. Okay, that's my story. I even talk about. Oh, yeah, sometimes I say, "Ooh, you know, that was God," because I'm always doing something else. Always. Now I'm going to tell you this story, and I might have told you this story before. Maybe two or three. Oh, I don't know. I was going out of town, and I had gone to the bank to get my spending money for my trip. And after I went to the bank, I went to Sam's. Now, I don't know. Sam's like Costco. I don't know. Everybody doesn't have Sam's Club. Okay. It's like a big warehouse you go selling. So I had gone there and I stopped off and I picked up some things and I was going back to my car and I had my purse in my cart. And I put my groceries into the car and I got in the car and I proceeded to go home. Well, normally when I get in the car, I put my purse down on the passenger side on the floor. And I reached over there to get it and did not have my purse. Now, needless to say, I'm almost halfway home, y'all. So what I did, I was panicking. I turned around, I went back. And when I came out of the store, there was two ladies out there talking. Those two ladies were still out there talking. Yeah. I got there and the cart was still there with my purse and the lady said to me, you know, we was just getting ready to take that purse in. We couldn't believe yet I had left my purse. And now you know when I tell you that was God, that was God. That was God. So I've had experiences where I can tell my story. And I encourage you to tell your story. You know, when something happens and you just can't, sometimes you just can't explain it. You know what I'm saying? You just can't explain it. So this evening we're gonna take a another commercial, I think. No, we're gonna do this first. I'm still on reflection. So I just gave you something to think about. So now I want to give you something to work on for the week. You know, I'm always giving away something. So I want you to have a faith reflection for the week. And I'm going to give it to you, but I'm not going to do it for you. So, you know, I'm all for writing in journals. And so I'm going to give you a journal prompt. I'm going to give you a challenge. And I'm also going to give you a prayer prompt. And then we're going to commercial. The journal prompt is, what is one trial I'm going through, and how can I trust God in it today? What is one trial I am going through, and how can I trust God in it today? That's your journal prompt. Your challenge for this week is encourage someone else going through a hard time. Send a verse, a prayer, or a word of comfort. Encourage someone else who's going through a hard time. Send a verse, a card, a prayer, or just a word of comfort. And then your prayer prompt is, Lord, even when I don't understand the why, help me to trust the who. Be my peace in the storm. Let me say that again. And then we go into commercial. Lord, even when I don't understand the why, help me to trust the who and be my peace in the storm. Let's take that commercial.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
Okay, I am back. Oh, those reflection questions were something else. So let's do a little brief summary of this evening. So our key scripture was Isaiah 43, verse 2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. We also learned, what does it mean to trust God in trials and tribulations? To trust God during hard times means choosing faith over fear, relying on God's character and not your circumstances, believing He is present even when you can't feel Him, surrendering the outcome and allowing God to lead even when it hurts. Storms don't last forever, but the lessons that we gain from them can last a lifetime. So next week, y'all, hopefully we won't have any glitches, and we're going to be talking about how the Spirit leads us to habits. Oh, is that something that I have talked about before? Oh, as you see, it is a cycle, y'all. We're going to be talking about how the Spirit leads to habits, the daily discipline that keeps us grounded in God. So I want you to encourage others to listen, to subscribe, to share with someone going through a hard time, or
tag me if you're reflecting on this week's prompt. You can always go to, let me show, I'm going to show you right now where you can go. But you can always go, there's several places, and I'm going to show you all of them. You can always go to, the first one I want to show you is this one. Anna's Lifestyle LLC.com. You can go there. You can, it's my website. It's my podcast. It's also there. And you can jot down or you can send me a message there. If you need to send me a message, you can also send it to info at Anna's Lifestyles LLC.com. I'll be glad to answer any questions. Also, you might want to advertise or be a sponsor or have a commercial or a guest slot. You can secure a spot at info Anna's Lifestyles LLC.com. Or you can also reach me at ctrmedianetwork.com. I also go live. This is being streamed to YouTube, so I always ask people to subscribe to YouTube, to my YouTube channel. And I'm so eternally grateful because my YouTube channel was, well, YouTube was not a social media platform that I was active with, and I made it a goal to increase my visibility on YouTube. I'm so proud of that because I have increased my visibility. I'm not making any money or anything like that, but I've been, there's some progress. I've been asked to be on the YouTube podcast panel, which I feel is an honor. I don't know how they picked me, but Lord and behold, because do you know how many podcasters there are? But it's a blessing, and I take those blessings. That's why I have the tune Sweet Blessing. So I'm asking you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and there it is down there. I also go live with my jewelry, my Jazzy Jewels collection, and I go live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays on my Facebook and Instagram. So here's my Instagram. And I will show you my Facebook in just a moment. This is my Facebook. And if you are on Facebook, you can always help me out by supporting me by giving me stars. I just truly, truly appreciate any of the support that you give me, because what it does, it makes me be able to give you more content. And Lord knows, you see, I'm struggling with computer knowledge and things like that. So um, you can also get my books. I have 2 ebooks out, and you can get those at thepayhip.com. Sweet Blessings. They're only $5. So if you're interested in that, I got one more coming out on the last series that we just had. So I think that is it for this evening. I think that's all of the information that I hope you enjoyed this. I hope, and really and truly, I hope that I have inspired you. I hope that I have encouraged you. And I truly hope that I have empowered you to live a blessed and a healthy lifestyle. I do have some things that I want to go out with. I want to show you give some people um, a little recognition for all that they do for me. So as we go out, you'll see there are things up on the board, up on the on the screen.
Sweet blessings from the airwaves, guiding all